Hi, everyone. John Pojeta here at PT. Welcome back to PT Ask Dan. Dan, how is that bald head of yours today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
All right, you bet. So let's talk about change and sort of the struggles we all face with implementing change. And what brought this about for me is I was listening to a podcast, and the person was talking about his business, his personal experience. And he said, when I first got into the industry, because everything was new to me, I was really curious about a lot of things. I asked a lot of questions and I explored a lot of things that I later learned experienced people didn't do because they were kind of settled. They saw less and they had already predetermined all the things that I was looking at, what the answers were, good, bad, and different. It really didn't matter. And as experience gains for each of us, I think it works against us in our ability to then change our ways. And we see it ourselves. We see it sometimes in our clients. It's just sort of across the board. So talk a little bit about some of the ways you can implement change, have it really take hold versus we all kind of give it lip service at times and we say some good things and then we get back into our daily routine and sort of just disappears.
Well, I think it starts with what do you want to be? And I heard a quote a long time ago that says, if your competition's doing it, stop. I don't want to be like my competition. And then I heard another quote, which I now have made a mantra of mine, which is, I want to be a disruptor. I want to be someone different. And part of that, and there's a lot of magic to what I'm about to say, is becoming more simple, not more complex.
Mm.
And it's too many times veterans and people that have been around the block a few times make everything so complex because we know all this stuff. And sometimes we just need to make things a lot simpler. But we also need to be disruptive. And so let me give you an example. You go to a networking event where people get to stand up and talk about themselves and what they do. And I always hear things like, we're the lowest price and our people are the greatest and we're the most expertise. Well, what if, you stood up and you go, hey, you know what? Our stuff is probably the most expensive in the industry. Using my training is very, very difficult, and I'm really selective on who I take as a client. Now, some people that will be a turnoff, and you know what? That's okay.
Yeah.
But some people will be like, they'll latch on to that. Oh, what do you mean by you're the most expensive? What do you mean by you're very selective? And that starts the conversation. Be a disruptor and simple versus complex.
Easy enough, right?
That's a simple way to.
No, but I think what you're trying to do is you're reinforcing what you're saying is simplify it. And as we gain knowledge, experience, wisdom, we want to apply it all. And it's hard sometimes for us to hold back. So keep it simple, but have that openness and willingness to change. It really influences your involvement over time. So
And be different.
there you go. Great advice. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Have a rotten day.